Let's see. All right, on the air. All right, I'm gonna be starting the show pretty soon here. I just can try to take care of a few things here. Um, hang on. Uh, it's I'll be starting the show about 8 minutes. Okay. I just want to see if I can do this and here and and put it up on Facebook, maybe. Let's see. Paste. Let's see if this works. I don't know if this was going to work or not. I don't know. I'm just trying to. I don't know if that's going to be on. If let's see. Yeah, I'm not going to try to get on the link there. Okay. Show's going to be good tonight, though. Okay. Oops, that's not what I needed. I need this. I guess. All right. Yeah, my show. I'm gonna edit all this out, by the way. When I think. Oh crap! You know what? I can't edit it on YouTube. Crap! I didn't think about that. Okay. Sorry. If you wanted to just skip ahead to. Oh god, I don't know what it is. It's about 7 minutes till the show starts. You go ahead and skip ahead if you like. Basically, what I'm just going to be talking about is Constitution, contracts, jurisdiction, flat Earth, government in general, that kind of stuff. Also going over news and stuff like that. So, whatever. I know I'm starting a bit early, but I was trying to do something new here. Trying to put the link up onto Facebook before I even really started the show. So yeah. We got a lot of stuff to talk about tonight, though. I just don't want to start until the show starts. Oh my! I didn't think about that. I thought, oh, I can just edit the. No, I can't edit once it's out on YouTube. Lesson learned. You know how things go. You know, you say, oh, let's try something new. But yeah. Anyway, sorry for the if you're still listening. I do apologize for the rambling here. I just don't want to really do anything that I have to just keep repeating or something. But yeah, it's going to be a really good show. That I can promise you. And let's see here. 14th. Yep. April 14th. So it's April 14th, in case you're wondering. 2018. No, not 2018. 2019. I just said 2018, didn't I? Man. Well, that's not going into the show. Oh, my. Yeah, if you're still listening, you can skip ahead 4 minutes now. Okay. I'm just listening to FVRlive.com right now. That's ODD. ODD is rapping right now on the. He's good. He is really good. He's a good rapper. Yeah, yeah, he's rapping about flat Earth and stuff. He's really good. So let's see. Okay, there we go. Yep, I got I just got a lot of stuff today. Sorry if I'm boring you. If you're still listening. The chat on FVRlive.com is up. I've got it up. The chat on the other thing though, on my YouTube thing, I don't know. Hang on. That's not what I want. Where's I don't know, it just says live. I don't know where the chat. Oh, here we go. Maybe it's cameraman, screen share, control room. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I don't know how to turn this chat on, really. If it's supposed to be on already. So I don't know about YouTube chat. Sorry. I can't see YouTube chat on here for some reason, which is weird because normally I can see it. So if you want to chat, go to FVRlive.com. That's the only thing I can suggest. I do apologize for that. Usually the chat comes up. I don't know. I'm going to have to figure that out somehow. There's nothing to look at over here then. All right. Almost time for the start. Throat's a little raw. I've been practicing today what I'm going to say. Here's a little thing in the chat someone did at 5:15 p.m. evidently on the chat time or whatever. It says NASA's flooded YouTube search with debunking flat Earth videos. You can't search for anything reasonable about flat Earth on YouTube anymore. You still can, and I don't think NASA is one that's doing it, but whatever. Yeah, I know what you mean, man. Just use DuckDuckGo. Seriously, that's what I have to do. If I want to look at for a particular video, I just have to use DuckDuckGo. You can't use Google. All right. Almost. Just a few seconds here. It's getting close. Right now. All right. This is Thunder Talk with your host, Thunder Bear of the Courage family. Whoa. I got to back off that mic a little bit. Distortion. All right. Let me see here. Okay. I think that's got it. Everyone can hear me fine? If you can't, maybe turn up your volume. Let's see here. Okay. I think that's got it. All right. I'm hearing me fine anyway. So this is Sunday, April the 14th, 2019. And I am here live on FVRlive.com, the ferret. And also on my YouTube channel, which I just discovered for some reason today. It doesn't even have the chat thing on the side. It's not showing me the chat on YouTube. That is. So if you want to chat with me on YouTube, sorry, it's not working for some reason. But the chat room on FVRlive.com is working, and NASA Lies About Everything is just join the chat session. God, I have so much trouble with the words chat session. I want to say chat session because you got CH in both the chat and you got a CH sound in when it says session. Oh, cool. Thank you. Sound is good. Thank you. NASA Lies About Everything tells me the sound is good. All right. So, yes, I've got a really big show for you. I've got way too much news, so I'm not going to be able to get to it, I don't believe. I've got new listeners. And the thing is, I've been having this like fight almost on Facebook. This guy on Facebook, I'm not going to say his name. Okay. This guy on Facebook is under the delusion that he's under the Constitution in some way, or that he's contracted with the Constitution. And I'm going to debunk him of that delusion. He is also under the delusion, the delusion that the Earth is a globe. I'm going to debunk that one as well. Okay. So let's get started here. All right. The Constitution. I want you to imagine for a moment something here. Imagine that. Oh, by the way, I do have other things. Oh, wait. Before I get into that, I almost forgot. Our apps on are coming to iPhone this week. Okay, both of them. The FERlive.com app and the FE People thing is coming. App or whatever is coming to iPhone. Okay, this week. I just got the news like a few minutes, or well, a couple hours or whatever before I came on the show. So anyway, getting back to the Constitution. Imagine for a moment that the so-called founding fathers drafted a different constitution. Let's say that they said in there, "We the peoples hereby declare that all men are all men upon this land are slaves. They are property of the government." Okay. Now, would you think for one moment that that was your contract? Think about it. Look, you've got these founding fathers that did believe in slavery. Okay. They believe that women were chattel property. They believe that blacks were subhuman, right? If you don't know that, you don't know history. I'm not going to get into all of that right now. Maybe some other time. I might discuss slavery and stuff. I actually do have a news story about slavery tonight. Modern day slavery. But anyway. No, of course, you wouldn't even want it to be your contract at that point, right? Yeah, the United States Constitution, if the United States Constitution just came right out and said, yeah, if any man upon this land, or all men upon this land or whatever, we declare that you are property of the government. You would not want anything to do with that contract. And guess what? You don't have to have anything to do with that contract. Sorry, I need to speak up a little bit. You wouldn't want anything to do with it. Now, unfortunately, when I look over this, I'm going to have to cover up the chat room. Sorry, I think. Oh no, I can move it to the other screen. I can move the chat room to the other screen. Here we go. Do that one. Okay. I've got the Constitution right here. I just got to pull it up. Okay. And shift my computer a little bit so I can see it better. Okay. So the 14th Amendment actually does kind of indicate that you're slaves. All right. But it just kind of indicates that. It says all persons born or naturalized in the United States. And let me stop right there. It says all persons, plural for person. Think about that for a moment. That's the plural form of person. Person goes back to the Latin persona, which means mask. Remember, the actors used to hold mask up in front of them, and those were the characters. Okay, those were those were characters. Let's just say that. Anyway, all persons born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof are citizens of the United States and of the state wherein they reside. This is all legalese. It doesn't mean what you think it means unless you know legalese. Okay. Let me go back over that again. All persons, meaning a fiction, okay, fictional entity, a corporation that is born, corporations can be born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof. All right. That's a very important part right there. And subject to the jurisdiction thereof. I am not subject to the jurisdiction of the United States. I am a man. Okay. Are citizens of the United States in the state wherein they reside. That word reside. When it comes to legalese, or what is a resident? A resident is someone that comes into a territory or state and does business, and they are expected to leave and go back home or whatever at some point. That's what a resident is. Okay. No state shall make or enforce any law which shall abridge the privileges or immunities of citizens of the United States, nor shall any state deprive any person of life, liberty, or property without due process of law, nor deny to any person within its jurisdiction the equal protection of the laws. Now, again, notice the use of the word person. Now, go back all the way up to the top here. Okay, all the way to the top. Sorry, I'm still scrolling. Let me grab that bar there and see if I can scroll up higher here, faster. Okay. Constitution of the United States. Preamble. We the people of the United States. We the people. People, singular and capitalized. Guess what? That is a group right there. We the people of the United States. They are saying that is a group of men, okay, that is being referenced. Okay. It is a specific group of men. In order to form a more perfect union, also capitalized, establish justice, ensure domestic tranquility. Again, they're capitalizing these justice and the tranquility. Provide for the common defense, promote the general welfare, again capitalized, welfare, the word welfare, and secure the blessings of liberty. Liberty is not freedom, by the way. Liberty does not mean freedom, okay? To ourselves and our posterity, again capitalized, posterity. Do ordain and establish this Constitution for the United States of America. What's posterity? That is their descendants. Their descendants. It's not you unless you are one of their descendants. Most likely, if you're listening to this radio broadcast that I'm doing here, you're probably not one of their descendants. Okay. Most likely. This is all legalese stuff. Every bit of it's legalese. All right. Every bit of it. Now, let's see. I think it's Section 3. No, I'm sorry. Article 3. Let's say my section. I was scrolling here. Article 3. Okay. Judicial powers. Okay. Trial by jury, stuff like that. It says trial by jury, not jury trial, but trial by jury. Okay. Let's see. In here is, let's see. There was something about common law. I just vaguely remember the common law, but I don't know. I can't really remember now. I can't remember exactly where it mentions common law. Somewhere in the Constitution, it mentions common law being the supreme law of the land. Okay. It may say it right here, but I'm just not seeing it right now. Yeah. The trial of all crimes, except in cases of impeachment, shall be by jury, and such trial the state where the said crimes shall have been committed, but not when committed within any state. The trial shall be at such place or places as the Congress may by law have directed. Guess what? States, they're franchises. All right. They're not saying the nations. All of this is nothing but a scam. Okay. Keep in mind that these are the same men who believed in slavery. All right. Do you really believe for one moment they would have opened their constitution up as a contract between themselves and black men? Do you really believe that? Or women? No. Remember, this was at a time, actually a little after this time, if I remember right, where they were saying that blacks were 3/5 of a citizen. Yeah, it was after. This was let's see, somewhere around Revolutionary War. Not Revolutionary War. Damn it, the Civil War, the American Civil War. Somewhere around that time, they were saying, yeah, blacks are 3/5 a citizen. Yeah, they're not opening their contract out to the blacks or to the women or to the natives. Guess what? I am part native. I've got Cherokee blood, Choctaw blood, and maybe Blackfoot blood. I'm not sure about that, but I do know Cherokee and Choctaw, and probably a lot of European blood as well. Probably from Scotland, because a lot of Scottish folks settled in Alabama. So yeah, there's probably really damn good chance I've got Scottish blood in me as well, and maybe English blood. I'm a mutt, you know. But yeah, okay. So let me get out of that right quick. Now, there's I don't have the other. Damn it. Hang on, what am I doing here? Here we go. Declaration of Independence. In the Declaration of Independence. Now, there used to be something in here. I can't find it anymore. There's a lot of stuff here, but there used to be something in there that said, "You're not fit to be our prince." Well, I couldn't find it. It could be the Mandela effect, which is something I'm be talking about next week, by the way. Brian S. Stavely will be my guest next week, unless something happens or whatever. And we will be talking about the Mandela effect. So, but there is something else in here. It says, a prince whose character is thus marked by every act which may define a tyrant is unfit to be the ruler of a free people. Okay. So that it looks like it was just rewritten or something, I guess a Mandela effect, maybe. Yeah, they're talking about the prince. Well, which prince are they talking about? Well, up here at the very beginning, they're talking about King George III. Okay. And then they're, of course, giving grievances and stuff like that against the king, which I actually would love to go through some of these, because some of these grievances are happening today. In fact, let me just hit like a couple of them right quick. Let's see. Hang on. I need to skim through here a little bit. He has obstructed the administration of justice by refusing his assent to laws for establishing judiciary powers. That's kind of going on right now with the fake courts. He has made judges dependent on his will alone for the tenure of their offices and the amount and payment of their salaries. Okay, well, actually, that's kind of going on today as well. The judges, especially the higher level judges, they know they take their orders from England. Okay. He has kept among us in times of peace standing armies without the consent of our legislatures. Now, we can debate about standing armies some other time, about whether they should be allowed in peacetime, because of technology and stuff, whatever. Okay. So anyway, let me get out of that and go over to, oh yeah. First, I do want to mention the Treaty of Versailles 1782. I don't have that pulled up, but Treaty of Versailles 1782, basically it's a bill. Okay. It's saying France is demanding money from the United States because they loaned money to the United States to pay for the Revolutionary War. You might say, well, what about it? Okay, well, right here in the Definitive Treaty of Peace, 1783, which I've got, and it's pulling up now. Sorry, my computer is a bit slow. It's old. It's really old. It's still pulling it up. Here we go. Definitive Treaty of Peace, 1783. In the name of the most holy and undivided Trinity, it having pleased the divine providence to dispose the hearts of the most serene and most potent Prince George III, by the grace of God, King of Great Britain, France, and Ireland. Whoa, wait a second. He's King of France? Hey, didn't we just say that France loaned the United States money to fight the Revolutionary War? But it gets better. Okay, he's King of France and Ireland, Defender of the Faith, Duke of Brunswick and Lunenburg, Arch Treasurer and Prince Elector of the Holy Roman Empire, which I want to talk about a little later when we get to Flat Earth. Okay, it says, etc. And of the United States of America. Prince of the United States of America. All right, let that sink in for a moment here. So you have this man who's holding multiple offices. Okay. It's like if you're working for a company and you had, oh crap, I lost my chat room here. There's a chat. Okay. You're working for a company, and let's say that you're head of HR and you're also head of internal security. So you have two different offices there. Okay. It's like that. So someone comes to you and they say, well, I want to talk to you about HR, human relations, my salary or whatever. Okay. Like that. You say, okay, great. Now I'm head of HR. And let's say they come to you and instead they say, oh, well, there's a security matter I want to talk to you about. Oh, okay. Now I'm head of security. All right. Whatever the subject is, whatever hat they wish to wear at the time, right? Or you wish to wear at the time. It's like that. Okay. So yeah, he's Prince of the United States. And the Queen of England, the current Queen of England, is Princess of the United States as well. Now, in this Definitive Treaty of Peace, 1783, it talks about the king saying, well, I grant the United States sovereignty. Well, it's not really the king doing it. It's the prince, actually, and he doesn't have the power. That's the reason why he says right at the beginning, he's saying Prince George III. Okay, because this is the office he's operating in. He's also listing his other offices, but he's operating as a prince. Now, as far as a treaty part, well, a treaty is a contract. It's an agreement. It has to be between more than one party, right? You can't have, like, I can't come along and say, well, I have a contract with myself. What kind of a contract is that? Well, it turns out that these, like David Hartley Esquire, John Adams Esquire, okay, these are the guys representing, and Benjamin Franklin Esquire, they're representing the United States of America, and there's others, John Jay as well. Okay, Esquire, all of them are Esquires. Well, what's an Esquire? An Esquire is a title of nobility granted by the English crown. Okay, now sometimes you can look up that definition of Esquire and you won't see that. It's because they don't want you to know. Okay, but it is a title. It is a title, and it's granted by the English crown. So, meaning the English crown was the only party there. Okay, it was the only party there. There is no other party. So the treaty is no good. But beyond that, it's the prince doing it. The prince has no power to grant sovereignty to the United States. Who has the power? The Roman emperor has the power. The Holy Roman Empire. This is 1783. Okay, 1783. And the Holy Roman Empire is still in existence. And most of you have thought, "Oh, aren't they gone? I thought they went away." Well, when? You know, when? 1783. I mean, come on. No, they've never gone away. They've never gone away. Show me a document where they dissolved the Holy Roman Empire. Yeah, or anything that mentions that the Holy Roman Empire was dissolved on such and such date. All right, let me get out of this. Okay, so, man, yeah, that look. There are those out there like this guy that was on geez, on Facebook. Trying to think of here on Facebook, who says, "Oh, but it's tied to the land. You can join the contract, the Constitution, or join in the Constitution or whatever. It's your Constitution." No, show me in there where it says that it's an agreement with the peoples of the land. There's nowhere in there where it says that. It's an agreement between the federal government and the states. It's a contract between the federal government and the states, and it's all legal. Every bit of it's legal, not lawful. Although, well, technically you can say, well, it's in accordance with law. Okay, fine. If you want to make that argument, I say it's fraud, but that's fine. You can make that argument. But it's not your contract. Going back to that example, if the founding fathers made a contract, between the federal government and the United States, and they just said, "Oh, all the men upon this land are property of the government." Well, that doesn't make it so. It's like the Papal Bull 1493. Papal Bull 1493 basically, it says, "Hey, we're the Holy Roman Empire. We own the earth." Okay, paraphrasing a lot there, obviously. But yeah, it's like, well, does that make it so? No, of course not. They're just making a declaration. That's all that Papal Bull is. It's a declaration. And saying, "Oh, all this new land that was discovered, that's our land." It's bullcrap. They're so full of crap. Okay. I mean, just completely full of crap. They are criminally insane. Why would you want anything to do with them? why would you ever think for even a moment that anything they do actually really affects you, other than their use of force against you? Think about it. Way back in time, when the Constitution was first proposed and everything, and the United States government was formed, there was another United States government under the Articles of Confederation, which has never been dissolved, by the way. When that one of those United States governments was formed, if you were a trapper out, out in the wilderness, a trapper is someone who goes around hunting animals and then skinning the fur off of them and selling the furs, okay, or trading the furs. If you were a trapper out there in that wilderness, would you pay any attention whatsoever to this new government? What would you need from them? Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Now, you say, well, times have changed. Now, yes, absolutely. You know what? I'm in agreement with you. Times have changed. We have all this technology and stuff. We need roads repaired and, whatever. Okay. And there are certain things that I think would be much better, as a socialist entity, like fire departments, which are socialism, and except for the volunteer fire departments, and yeah, that they need to be socialized. Having private fire departments is just absurd. Anyway, I'm actually running out of time here for the first half hour here because of I got to do a station break. And I need to move on to the topic of flat Earth. I wanted to say more about the Constitution, but I don't think I'm going to have time because I've got a lot of stuff to talk about. So let me go ahead and play the promo. Now, when you hear the promo for the website for the New Zealand conference, which is in, I think, 11 days now. I think it's going to be in roughly 11 days or whatever. The New Zealand conference, it's not a .com, it's a .co. Okay, just let you know. But I'm sure you can, put it in a search engine and look for it. All right, I'll be back after this.
You're listening to Flat Earth Radio Live, and this is the Flat Earth Man, and all you're watching is a puppet show. All y'all watching is a puppet show. Yeah, the whole world's a stage. The whole world's a stage, man. You're listening to Flat Earth Radio Live.
Flat Earth New Zealand Trust Group is proud to present the Flat Earth New Zealand Expo 2019, April 27th through the 28th. Awakening to reality and purpose is the solemn duty and joy of each significant soul. Join us at our Flat Earth New Zealand Expo to see mysteries unraveled and learn a truthful perspective about our world that you may have never considered before. Unearthed in a creative and condensed way. Flat Earth Expo Aotearoa, New Zealand. Hosted in Auckland. Jam-packed 2-day, 3-part event to showcase the flat Earth and other related topics, such as the Antarctic Circle and lands beyond, NASA, scientism, religion exposed, the Matrix control, vaccinations and chemtrails, political globalism and the New World Order, fake news and false education, astronomy untouched, weather modification, historical hoaxes, financial systems, what are UFOs and aliens, biblical cosmology, and much more. Broaden your horizon. On Saturday, join an open educational public seminar with 4 international lecturers. You will enjoy a quality crash course in flat Earth knowledge, each presenting undeniable evidence covering several categories of research as well as touching on other connected fields of study. This quick Q&A session includes an attendant pack and afternoon tea. It truly is a marvel to behold while awakening the common senses. The 2019 Flat Earth New Zealand Expo promises to be a feast of flat Earth exhibits, products, souvenirs and artwork displayed throughout both days. So don't miss it. Our contact information. You can call us at 021-0289-3402 or email us at admin@fenzexpo.co.nz, or write to us at PO Box 51010, Pakuranga, Auckland, New Zealand 2010. Flat Earth is common sense and is found in the history of every race. For ticket information or to ask questions, log on to fenzexpo.com.
Hey, John, you don't look so good. What's the matter?
Oh, I always feel tired and run down. You know, no energy. I think it's my poor diet or something.
Well, you know, John, I used to feel the same way. Couldn't sleep at night, couldn't stay awake in the daytime. That's when my doc told me that I had leaky gut syndrome.
Oh, wow. What'd you do? Surgery?
No way. I tried Tarsal. Tarsal is made with the finest, purest cream of tartar and MSM sulfur. And that's all. The fact that it contains all natural ingredients makes it especially desirable in today's toxic world. Tarsal is a white powder that you take every day with water or juice. Taken regularly, Tarsal can clear your leaky gut right up.
Tarsal, huh? So what else does Tarsal do?
Tarsal can help with acne, psoriasis, constipation, gallstones, heartburn, hemorrhoids, hypertension, IBS, and UTI.
Wow, that's quite a formula.
Yes, it is. And Tarsal also helps you to relax, repels insects, and can help you stop smoking.
So how do I find Tarsal?
That's easy. Just go to tarsal.com or call 619-363-1264. Try a bottle today and begin feeling normal again.
TARSUL.com. Try Tarsal today.
Okay, back. So, let's get into flat Earth stuff here. Okay. Yeah, I really wanted to say more about the Constitution, but maybe I'm going to have to save that for another time because I wanted to talk about powers and stuff like that within it. But, okay, so imagine for a moment that someone you really, really trust sells you a Rolex watch. Okay. Someone, just picture someone you trust implicitly. Okay. Someone you really, really, really trust. And they sell you a Rolex watch. Okay. They say, well, yeah, I'll sell it to you for, 20% off of what I bought it for. Cool. All right. So they sell you this watch, and then say you're at a party and someone comes up to you and says, you know what, I can spot a fake Rolex like a mile away. That thing is fake. And you say, well, no, it can't be. No, in other words, you start getting defensive. And why? Not because of the watch itself, but because of who sold it to you. Okay. This is a nice little allegory about NASA. You might have trusted NASA to tell you the truth. And let's say, well, I'm sorry, I forgot to mention that it turns out the watch is fake, right? But yeah, the thing is, you don't even look at it as far as try to determine if it's real or fake or not, because you trust who sold it to you. The moment that you start looking at NASA, that's the moment when you start seeing the fakery. Okay. There's all kinds of stuff. Like, for example, we've got video of astronauts in harnesses when they're supposed to be just floating free in 0G. We've got video of their green screen glitches, their special effects glitches. And it turns out they're doing a worse job than a lot of good science fiction shows and movies, when it comes to their green screen stuff. We got a video of a man standing next to the damn space shuttle when it's supposed to be in space launching a satellite. And there are those that'll say, no, that's just a reflection in the window. Really, number one, which astronaut? And number two, why are you watching it on a smartphone? Because I know that if I watch it on a larger monitor, like this monitor I have here in the office, it's really clear. It's really incredibly clear that it's not a damn reflection. Whatever. Yeah, we have all that. We also have the Discovery Channel basically proving that the Earth is flat. Now, how do they do that? Well, it's simple. They have an experiment, actually several experiments, but one experiment in particular, or really observation actually, in particular, well, it's designed, the way it's designed, it shows you that they have to have known that the Earth was flat first before they even went up. They went up in a U-2 spy plane, right? And they looked down and they said, oh, look, there's the curvature at 70,000 feet. Well, you have Neil deGrasse Tyson saying, well, you have to be in space in order to see curvature. And I just looked up on, when I looked up on DuckDuckGo up here, or how high do you have to go to see the curvature of the Earth? Okay, this is from How It Works team. Okay, and it was published on the 30th of August 2016, updated June the 1st 2017. According to optical researchers, while we can excuse me. Let me start that over again. I just burped. According to optical, oh man, can you hear that motorcycle out there? Okay, anyway, according to optical researchers, while we can fool ourselves into thinking we see the curvature of the Earth from high mountains, this is usually wishful thinking. You should be able to detect it from an airplane. It's an aeroplane, airplane, at a cruising height of around 10,600 meters. That's 35,000 feet. But you need a fairly wide field of view, i.e. 60 degrees, and a virtually cloud-free horizon. The reality is that clouds, hills, and mountains mean we rarely get to see the kind of perfectly flat horizon where the curve would be most obvious. Okay. It goes on to say, however, you can detect the curve of the Earth from ground level at the coast with a pair of binoculars. Just look for distant ships on the horizon, and you'll see that their hulls start to disappear before their mast and other superstructure. Ancient Greek scientists who spotted this without any optical aids used this to conclude that the Earth was round. Please note the use of binoculars. Okay. Now, it just so happens that, yes, you take the binoculars if you want, or a telescope, which would be even better, or like a P900 camera. Okay. Even better. But watch without the use of the technology, watch the ship disappear over the horizon. Wait like 2 hours. Okay, that ship's long gone over that curvature, isn't it? And then zoom it back in. Zoom right back in on that ship. Oh, wait, it's still there. I thought it went over the horizon. Yeah, it didn't. The horizon is a virtual horizon. So let me get back up to this where it says 35,000 feet. Double that. Okay, you're talking about 70,000 feet, right? Double it. Well, you wouldn't need like a 60-degree field of view at that point, right? Because you just doubled the height. Well, you should be able to see it really well, like out of a cockpit window, I would imagine. Yeah. Except thanks to Discovery Channel, all right, you're up at 70,000 feet, and there really is no curvature because they took a damn fisheye lens up there. Everything was curved before they even took off. They were sitting in the airplane before a takeoff, and the runway was curved. Okay? Everything was curved. Why would you need to take a curved lens up there to prove curvature? Why wouldn't you take a 35 millimeter lens? 35 millimeter, it mimics the way our eyes see. Okay? With, just normal sight. Now, up on my Lightning Post page and on my regular page, by the way, Thunder Bear Courage, if you just want to look up my Facebook pages, okay. I've got Lightning Post on Facebook. That's my show page, and I have the news stuff for today. I've got a link to the U-2 spy plane video, okay, and this one is actually has commentary on it, so it helps point things out, okay. But I haven't actually gotten to see it yet, so I hope it's all right. I have not seen it yet, but I saw the other video straight from the Discovery Channel, and I can see things for myself. Keep in mind that they have several different versions of the video. In other words, some of them are really heavily edited, and you don't get to see the takeoff. So you don't get to see the curvature before the takeoff. And they edited it so heavily that, it looks like curve. They don't show you everything, because one of the artifacts of a fisheye lens, or one of the thing, well, artifacts exactly, whatever. The results of using a fisheye lens is if you turn it a certain way, that curvature becomes concave. Okay, and it kind of looks like the horizon is like a bird flapping its wings, basically. So yeah, you got that. You also have the experiment that I've talked about many, many, many times, the lake experiment, where they have the laser beam, and they, at the very first start of it, everything's fine, even though they're not having any controls. They're not using scientists, they're using actors, and that's a whole nother thing right there. Why not use scientists? You telling me the Discovery Channel can't get a hold of scientists? Especially to prove the Earth is a globe. You would think you would have, like dozens of volunteers lining up. Oh yeah, we'll do your little observation and prove the Earth is a globe. We'll prove curvature. But no, they use actors, including an actor pretending to be a flat earther. So at the very first start of it, there's no problem. They say, okay, well, the boat is 1 mile out. It's hitting the target. The laser is hitting the target precisely where it would hit it. Okay, sure, everything's fine. But then in certain versions of the video, okay, because like it's, they edit. So I've seen edited versions of the video where you don't see this. But in one version of the video, you see that before the boat even moves, the laser starts moving up, and it actually hits the actress on, I can't remember if it was a blouse or shirt or sweater or whatever, but it hits her. Okay. And then they say, and then the boat starts moving, and then they say, okay, now we're out here 3 miles. Let's see where the laser hits. And they say, oh, look, we're going to need a ladder or something. It's hitting up at 6 feet. Look, it's hitting the target at 6 feet, except one little problem. The diameter of the laser beam is still the same. Now, look, if you don't know anything about lasers, okay, You can go to the Dollar Tree or 99-cent only store usually and find something called a laser pointer for $1. Okay, a laser pointer for $1. It's really low power, really cheap. You don't want to shine in anyone's eyes because it will hurt their eyes. But yeah, it is really low powered. Okay, you take that out at nighttime, and let's say you find a street that's free from traffic. Okay, little to no traffic on it, and you shine it across the street at a building. Okay, really low powered laser. You're going to notice that it looks kind of like a flashlight beam spreading out because it's such low power, and even though it's just across the street, it's going to spread out a lot. Well, a higher powered laser like the one they used at 1 mile out, yeah, that looked about right. That the when it hit the target, that the size of the beam hitting the target was about, I guess, about a foot in diameter, roughly. Okay, maybe a little more than a foot in diameter. Okay, that's about right. Well, at 3 miles, it should be about 6 feet in diameter, but it was still the same diameter than it was at 1 mile. So, in other words, they were still at 1 mile. When they said they were out 3 miles, they were out at 1 mile. And if that flat earther had been an actual real flat earther, he would have said, "Hey, what are you guys trying to pull here? We're still only 1 mile from the shore. We haven't moved any from the shore. You just moved the damn laser. I saw it move. You're not supposed to move the laser. It's supposed to be fixed in a fixed location." And of course, when they did the helicopter observation, they said, "Oh, look, the helicopter just went down behind the curve." No, it didn't. It went down behind a hill. You can look, you can see there was 2 cameras there. Okay, 2 cameras. Look at the view from both of those cameras. Look at the direction that the helicopter was pointing in. Use some basic common sense. That second camera was on top of a hill, and the helicopter was going down behind the damn hill. And that's a whole nother thing. I mean, just look at it. If the Earth were a globe, you wouldn't have to fake the damn experiments. You wouldn't have to take a damn fisheye lens up 70,000 feet to show the curvature. A fisheye lens, by the way, makes everything look curved. It's just so you know. I just realized you might not know what a fisheye lens is. Yeah, it makes everything curved. If you go look at some GoPro videos up on YouTube, all the GoPro cameras are fisheye lens cameras, and I hate them so bad. It's so much. When I'm trying to watch a video where they're showing the interior of an RV, and the damn moron is using a GoPro camera. It's like, hey, this distorting what you should be seeing here. Don't do that. Use just a regular 35 millimeter lens, please. All right. So anyway, I've mentioned this before. In fact, I think I mentioned on the last show. On my Lightning Post page, all right, there is a meme, actually, photograph of most of the state of Florida. There's a tiny bit cut off, but it's no big deal. Okay, I'm scrolling down to it now. God, there's so much I gotta talk about today on the show, including a news story, by the way, that it skipped last week, and I didn't come back to it. I forgot about it. Oh God, hang on. I'm still scrolling. Oh God. All right. Anyway, while I'm scrolling here, I've got a video on my YouTube channel, Thunder Bear Courage. Okay, look up Thunder Bear Courage on YouTube. if you're not already there. I've got a video that I just posted like yesterday about Facebook. Oh my God. It's a really super short video, by the way. Really super short. Like I thinking like a minute, 10 seconds or something like that, or 45 seconds. I forgot. But anyway, yeah, you just got to see it. Really. Here we go. Okay. The meme. It says the state of Florida is 500 miles long and 160 miles wide. There is 166,497.53 feet of missing curvature. That's 31.5 miles. According to math, this is impossible on a globe, but it is perfectly correct on a flat stationary Earth. They have lied to you your whole life. Yeah. You can see the photograph. Florida. You know it's Florida. You can match it up to a map of Florida. Okay. You see all the ocean water surrounding Florida. It's flat. As in there's no curvature. Okay. Yeah, you can see maybe like a little bit of terrain on Florida, like a hill or whatever there, fine. But there is no curvature to the state of Florida. So if all that water is flat surrounding Florida, that's the ocean. All the ocean is flat. There is no place in the ocean where it just suddenly drops off to make up for a lack of curvature, in other parts of the ocean. If all the ocean is flat, then the earth is flat. It stands to reason. Okay. We also have infrared video, but hell, this one photograph, what more do you need? As far as showing the flatness of the earth. But I'm going to talk about NASA too. All right. I put up a really short, like 8-minute video yesterday, kind of previewing the show in a way. Just hitting some highlights. Yeah, NASA. Let's talk about NASA and gravity as well. But first, NASA. Okay. They're spacesuits. Now, the spacesuits, what are the spacesuits made out of? Cloth and a layer of mylar. Now, can you pressurize cloth? No, of course not. Okay. Don't be absurd. Well, what about mylar? Nah, not really. Mylar, let's take a look at the helium balloons for a moment. Helium balloons that you see at like the Dollar Tree or whatever. Okay. They're mylar balloons, right? Yeah, they lose the helium. Not through the nozzle, because that nozzle is sealed up really nicely. Okay. But through the material itself. When the mylar balloon, let's say you let it go and it goes up to a higher air atmosphere. I'm not sure how high they go. Maybe like 500 feet or more. Maybe, I don't know, something like that. Not that high, but we'll say 500 feet. Well, the density of the surrounding air is less. Okay. So the pressure inside the balloon is more. So what's happening is it's speeding up the process of pushing that helium through the walls of the mylar. And that's only a really, really tiny pressure difference. Okay, a really small pressure difference. Imagine the pressure difference between Earth's atmosphere and the so-called vacuum of space. And space is not a vacuum, by the way. Okay. Sorry to burst your bubble there. Space is not a vacuum. All right, hang on a second. I got to get some water here. I'm sorry. My throat's getting a little raw. Okay. So, anyway. Yeah. The mylar, that's not going to keep the atmosphere sealed inside a spacesuit. It just doesn't work. Okay, it just doesn't work. You've got peoples from NASA who actually, or someone who's working on the LEM, this lunar landing module, has come out and said that you can poke your finger through the exterior of the lunar landing module. It's that thin. Now, how many pounds of force is that? Well, he said you have to be really careful that not to accidentally poke your finger through it. So I'm guessing that something like 2 pounds of force. Okay. If a martial artist might be able to exert something like 15 pounds of force at their fingertips or whatever or more, but which is more than enough to actually crush the oh crap, I forgot the word for that. The esophagus. Yeah. Crush the esophagus. Crush your airway. It takes 11 pounds of force to do that, by the way, in case you're wondering. So yeah, don't you just love science? These little facts and stuff. Yeah, the lander is just absurd. Okay, I mean the whole concept of that damn thing is absurd. There's no there is no airlock on it. Okay, no airlock, which means that they would have to pressurize and depressurize the entire craft, which means that if an astronaut was in trouble, and let's play devil's advocate and say that they have a full 5 minutes to get to that lander. Okay, I mean they're out on a buggy, right? They're out on that moon buggy, and if they have trouble or whatever, they have like we'll just give them a full 5 minutes of time to get that lander, which is absurd, by the way. They should be passing out in about 12 seconds, assuming the suits actually worked. We'll give them the luxury of saying, well, they'll give a full 2 minutes before they pass out. All right. Well, the brain can do without oxygen, without permanent damage for about roughly 5 minutes. Okay. So let's say they're really close by. Okay. Instead of being out on the rover. Okay. Or whatever. The moon buggy. So they hop into the spacecraft. How long do you think it's going to take to pressurize that spacecraft? They have to get the passed out astronaut into the craft, seal the craft up, start opening up valves. Yeah. You start seeing some problems here. Yeah. And that kind of a dangerous environment, or supposedly dangerous environment, actually is a movie studio, but whatever. That kind of environment, and they're out there playing golf. Really? I don't think so. Oh my. Okay. Let's give them the benefit of the doubt here. Now, because let me back up for a moment here. Okay, I'll back up. Before I got into flat Earth stuff, I took a look at NASA, because everyone, you had all these people saying things like, "Oh, there's a secret space program." It's like, well, why would they have a secret space program? So I looked at their public space program, and it didn't take me very long to come to the conclusion that it's a fraud. One look at how they're launching ships, with a critical eye. That's the thing, is before that time, I didn't look at NASA with a critical eye. I just accepted everything they said at face value. They said, "Oh yeah, we're launching these ships." Okay. Yeah, we're launching a space shuttle. Okay. In fact, I used to have the space shuttle simulator for Atari 2600, and I loved it. I was into that kind of stuff. So I looked at it and said, they're launching their ships wrong. It's like, wait a second here. Okay, yeah, sure. You say, well, that when they launched the little cheap tin can stuff, like the space capsule, that was a long time ago. They're launching shuttles now. Okay, fine, but either way, whatever. They're launching it wrong. Back in the 1950s, they had on the drawing boards plans for launching a space plane from essentially a group of weather balloons. Okay. Which would not be the best way of doing it, but it'd be better than what they were doing. The best way, assuming that you don't have torsion field drives, okay, the best way would be to build you a large space plane, and I do mean large, because you're going to have a lot of stuff on board if you want to survive, the so-called, space. That you build something that's at least 78 meters in length. I'm not going to go into all the engineering of why it needs to be at least that long, other than to say you need a machine shop on board. Okay, for the one thing, but yeah, you need other things as well. So yeah, I'm thinking at least 78 meters in length. So you build a space plane like that. Okay. You build a really super large airship, a really, really large airship. Okay. You mount the space plane underneath the airship. You let the airship carry the space plane as high up as it can carry it. You drop the space plane for maybe like 5 seconds. Okay. The engines kick in, the space plane starts going up. Not straight up, mind you. Okay, first it's got to totally clear the airship. Okay, so it kicks in its engines and goes for a little bit, and of course it starts tilting the nose up at probably about 6 degrees. Okay, 6 degrees sounds about right. So you tilt up at 6 degrees, and you just kind of glide right out of the atmosphere, of the ball Earth. Okay. Yeah. And then you're into space. Of course, your rockets aren't going to be able to operate in a vacuum, but let's give NASA the benefit of the doubt. Let's say they could. Well, okay, that's the way you would be doing it. That's your space program right there. Now, why are they doing it straight up and then, curving over, arcing over? Well, it's because at the end of their arc, they're going into the water. There's no astronauts on board. Those are dummy craft. Okay. And they just go, boom, splash right into the water. Except maybe the space shuttles. I don't know about the space shuttles themselves. I know most of that stuff will have to be hollow in order to get it up. Yeah, I guess the space shuttles themselves as well. I was thinking, well, they got space shuttles that are basically airplanes with jet engines. And of course, they have to mask the sound of the jet engine as they land at least Edwards Air Force Base, I believe it is, by having escort jets. So yeah, those are real, but I don't think you'd be able to lift that kind of a weight, that kind of a mass up as high as they're lifting it. So all that stuff has to be hollow. Most of it, the vast majority of it has to be hollow, because you'd be burning up fuel like crazy, and you would not be able to get the kind of thrust that you need. If there's any engineers listening to me out there, do the breakdown. Do the breakdown on the mass and the fuel consumption and thrust and everything. Okay. Really, all that stuff should be available. If it's not, that's another sign that they're trying to hide things. A good engineer should be able to do that. So anyway, God. Oh man, there's so much more I want to talk about NASA and stuff. I don't know if You know what? I've got too much else to do. I got way too much else. Let me just talk about some topics. I have some notes here in my notebook. I'm just going to go over some of this stuff right quick, and then I'm going to hit the news. I'm sorry I can't give you a good full show on NASA and flat Earth and stuff, but I just don't have the time. Okay. One thing I wanted to mention, I've got in my notes, I got visitor center versus border checkpoint. If you're going into a country, okay, upon that land, actually, if you're traveling from one land to another, would you rather see a border checkpoint or a visitor center? Think about that for a moment. Really, what would that tell you about the government? If it was a border checkpoint, wouldn't it kind of tell you that that government is at least leaning towards a police state? And what if it's a visitor center? You know, like the visitor centers they have like at state lines sometimes, you know, but better. Because usually those places are kind of crap. They used to not be. I remember back in the 70s, we would be traveling, you know, from, you know, state to state, as it were, nation to nation, actually. And the visitor centers used to be a lot nicer. You know, maybe they just let Stuckey's do all their visitor center stuff for them. No. Oh man, I miss Stuckey's restaurant. But anyway, yeah, wouldn't it just as a, you know, on a more human level, wouldn't it be nicer? And wouldn't you have a nicer feeling about government if instead of these border checkpoints where you have all these armed men who will shoot you, you know, and they're searching you, and oh, we need to find out what, you know, what you're carrying, blah blah blah, whatever. Instead of having that, having a visitor center, saying, oh, we got some free maps over here, and oh, hey, you know, here's some information about our nation, you know, and hey, we got some amusement parks here in this nation, and you might want to visit them and stuff like that, museums, and you know, all kinds of things. And hey, here's a booth where you can go and ask questions about this nation. That's a free, open society there, isn't it? Doesn't that indicate a free, open society? What about a long time ago, before you had these border checkpoints and stuff? Actually, not that long ago, really. When my mom was a little girl in the 1950s, you didn't have border security like that. And yet there were no problems. When did you start having problems? When they put the borders in. That's when you started having problems. They say, oh, there's an immigration crisis that we're having now. No, actually, it's not. You go back and look at the data about the peoples that were, you know, coming over the border. There used to be a lot more peoples, and now the numbers are actually down. And yet they're saying there's a crisis. We need to build a wall. There's a crisis. That's stupid. In fact, I've got a link on my Lightning Post page to a video. I saw about half of it. I haven't seen all of it yet. I downloaded it. No, it's pretty cool. It's talking about the wall. It's a parody video. You know, they're singing actually. Here it is, the Ballad of the Wall, parody of the Battle of New Orleans. Remember that song, Battle of New Orleans? I've got it on my phone and my computer. So anyway, yeah, I just wanted to bring that up because I just wanted you to realize how bad government is actually getting. You know. Now, see, I also want to talk about hospitals and jurisdictions, stuff like that. All hospitals are admiralty jurisdiction. Okay. Usually, I believe when you go into like their chapels and stuff, that's where they have their Admiralty flag, the United States flag with the gold fringe around it. Yeah, it's Admiralty jurisdiction. You can decline that jurisdiction, though. You don't have to be under it if just simply by using the services of the hospital. You're not under actual contract. They'll treat it as if you're an actual contract to be under Admiralty jurisdiction, but you don't have to be. Anyway, let's see, something else I want to mention right quick. You can render a bill for filling out a tax form to the IRS. Okay, if you want to do it that way, I wouldn't fill out the damn forms in the first place because they're contracts. Okay, but yeah, you would in essence be acting as an agent. So under laws of agency, you can render the bill to the IRS for filling out one of their damn tax forms. They already have all the information, right? Yeah. I've got a news story someplace about that, about how these groups like, what is this criminal operation? I forgot what they're, damn it, I forgot what they're called. H&R Block, that's it. The criminal organization called H&R Block is trying to prevent the IRS from having forms online and having an option of just having, the IRS just simply put the data in for you. But yeah, it's all criminal organization anyway. The IRS is a criminal organization. It's trust number 62 out of Puerto Rico. And yeah, that's a whole other thing. And you can also look up IRS publication 6209, Master Business File Block 300-399, treaty between the United States and the United Kingdom, blah, 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 whatever. So anyway, yeah. There's something else I want to say about jurisdiction, and I didn't write the damn thing down. I put a slash mark and I was going to write it down. I guess I forgot. Yeah. So you can carry your own jurisdiction with you, by the way. Okay. Into court as well. Yeah, so if like you can even carry the Bible in and say it's jurisdiction. If they have kidnapped you to their court, you can simply say, "Hey, this is what you're doing is man stealing, and I'm under the jurisdiction of the Lord God or whatever, the Bible. I'm not, but you can say that. That's fine. You can say it. That's not the kind of method I would use. I use my sword and shield method, which to me is a lot better. But if you happen to be a Christian, if that's what you want to do, you can do it, and it will work. You say, well, here, these are my laws, and you produce the Bible, and just ask them, hey, can you produce your laws that your court operates under? Nowhere will they produce the United States Constitution, by the way. Okay. And that's another thing about the Constitution. Let me just mention that right quick. You can prove that these courts do not operate on the Constitution by just simply asking them. They will never say yes or no. You can phrase it more formally, like I would. If you get my sword and shield method, you'll see that. Okay, and it has to be in writing. By the way, you really do need to put it in writing. You say, "Hey, is your court under an operation under Article 3 of the Constitution for the United States?" Now, the great thing about that is if it's me doing the asking of a judge, if the judge says yes, he's screwed or she's screwed. Okay. If the judge says no, he or she is screwed. That's the reason why that Judge Kelly C. Mock told me, well, you need to see an attorney about that. I asked her 3 times if her court was actually under Article 3. No, she never said yes or no. Because I can screw them over, but I can also say something like, well, hey, just based on your answer, I take it to mean that your court is not in operation under the United States Constitution or Article 3 of the United States Constitution. There's Article 1 as well, and that's Admiralty jurisdiction. But yeah, whatever. Oh, I just happened to think. Getting back to the tax form thing, rendering a bill. Yeah, you can tell anyone who's, if you go, like, say, if you go to work for someone, okay, and they say, well, you need to fill out this tax form. Just tell them, hey, are you acting as an agent for the IRS? Because you're asking me to fill this form out. If you're acting as an agent for the IRS, you are due compensation under law of agency. Go send the IRS a bill. Seriously, it's a third party. You do realize that, right? It's a third party. Same thing with government. They're saying, oh, well, okay, federal taxes or whatever, or some other taxes or whatever. Not IRS, but, whatever. Yeah, it's like, oh, you're acting as an agent for the government. You can submit a bill. Okay, render a bill. Let's see. I do want to mention Legends of Tomorrow, the show. And the reason being is because the last episode, they had Nixon on there, or supposedly Nixon, an actor portraying Nixon, whatever. They're doing a time travel thing. It's a superhero show about time traveling superheroes. Okay. So they go back in the past, and Nixon, for some reason, is telling the truth about everything. Okay. And what I thought was so funny, the line was so funny. It's like, is because a couple of the superheroes came in and they pretended to be like doctors or whatever into the White House, and Nixon said, and that's the truth. And the guy that was his aide or whatever said, see, something's wrong with him. He's telling the truth. I wanted to mention that because the government lies about everything. When have you ever heard the government tell the truth about anything? Well, any great importance? I've never heard them tell the truth about anything. Okay, they lie about everything. And they're politicians. Politicians are known liars, right? They're known liars. Why would you ever trust them about anything? If the government is filled with politicians and politicians are known liars that lie about everything, well, then the government lies. Are you surprised? Really? So, okay, moving on. Yeah, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and move on to the news, okay, because I'm running low on time here. Prepare for robocall hell, where scam bots pretend to be your mom. Yeah, they're talking about robocalls where because they have this software that lets them mimic voices now. Yeah, they're going to, the peoples that engage in robocalls, what they're going to do is they're going to troll social media and try to find out who you are related to or who you trust or whatever, like your mom or something, and they're going to try to grab your mom's voice and use your mom's voice against you. Okay, now the thing is, these telecom phone companies, just call them phone companies, actually make a profit off of robocalls. You do realize that, right? There's a conflict of interest there. Sprint is charging $2.99. I don't know if it's a month or whatever to filter out robocalls for you or something. I'm not sure if they're actually filtering them out or not. Actually, I need to go by Sprint one day and say, hey, can you guys just shut off all calls to my phone? Just let me call out. So because I had this damn thing interrupt my show one time. It's like I don't want that to happen. But yeah, they're making money off of the robocalls. Clear conflict of interest. So anyway, moving on. Dogs can sniff out cancer with nearly 97% accuracy, says study. Yeah, cancer and all kinds of things, man. There's. I had another story about. Geez, I can't remember what the disease it was. Where dogs can sniff out this other disease too. Yeah, and of course, because they can identify. Oh no, it wasn't a dogs. It was a nurse. That's right. I remember now. The nurse could smell this disease, and now she identified or helped them to identify the stuff that was giving off the smell, right? And so now they can design a test for it. And I forgot what disease that was. It's a new story. It's on here someplace. New York's facial recognition trial was a complete failure, but that isn't stopping the city from expanding the program. There's government action for you. Okay. Oh yes, program was a complete failure. Okay, let's expand it. Oh my God. Criminal insanity. That's what it is, because they're using your money to, do this, right? If you live in New York, you bet they're using your money. Okay. And since it's a program that doesn't work and no one wants it, guess what? It's a criminal activity. They're stealing your money for it. Abandoned fort on a private island in New York has hit the market for less than $1 million. All right. So you check that out. There's in that news story, they also talk about other, islands and stuff that you can buy for about $1 million. Yeah. So if you have a spare million lying around and you want privacy, yeah, go for it. Go grab you up one of these islands. Huh? From rawstory.com, we need to know if he has dementia. Psychologist breaks down Trump's alarming cognitive deficits. Yeah. Now that they mention it, it's like, yeah, maybe he has dementia. Of course, he could just be a pathological liar. So take your pick. Or it could be both. It could be a pathological liar with dementia. Whatever. Scientists thrilled to report Hawaii's coral reefs are making a miraculous comeback. That's cool. That's good news. Let's see. Scrolling down here. NASA confesses to dosing Americans with airborne lithium and other chemicals. Yeah. That's just, what can you say? They admit to it. They give, all kinds of reasons why they're doing it, but their reasons don't really hold water. It's whatever. Oh yeah, I've got a link up here talking about the missing 13th Amendment as well, in case you're curious about that. Also from Brian S. Stavely, I got a link up here. What is the Mandela Effect? An introduction for beginners. Okay. So by all means, please check out that video. If you don't know what the Mandela Effect is, or if you think it's just garbage or something, check that video out. I haven't actually seen it myself yet, but he does really good work. Okay, he does really good work, and especially the stuff about Ed McMahon. Oh my God, I distinctly remember Ed McMahon being the spokesman for the Publishers Clearinghouse. I remember getting the envelopes with his damn face on it, and now, he's never been the spokesman for Publishers Clearinghouse, according to Publishers Clearinghouse. Yeah, and yet we have all this residue. The stuff, whatever. We'll get to that next week, though. Study: cannabis compound found to remove toxic Alzheimer's protein from the brain. Now, this is the first time I've seen a protein linked to Alzheimer's disease. I keep pronouncing it Alzheimer's. Everyone pronounces Alzheimer's, but there's no T in it. It's ALZHEIMER apostrophe S. Alzheimer's protein. Ugh. Yeah. That's weird, isn't it? We all pronounce it Alzheimer's because it's easier to say, I guess. I can't pronounce that thing with a Z in it. Oh my God. Nestle says requirement to report use of slave labor would cost consumers more money. So Nestle, who uses slave labor, are saying that, hey, we're going to have to up the price of our candy bars if you want us to report that we're using slave labor. Oh my God. You want to talk about psychopaths, psychopathy. Jeez. Oh man, I got a link here about, okay, Gravity. I forgot Gravity. I forgot to mention Gravity. Crap. You know what? I'm going to have to do Gravity on another show. I'm sorry. I did it before on another, like several shows back or whatever. That's a specialized subject, and damn it. Yeah, I'm going to have to skip it. I do apologize for that. If you were looking forward to my little dissertation on Gravity. Oh, I do have, I think I've got a link in here. Or maybe not. In fact, I don't think I did the link. No, I did not do the link. I apologize. There's a video. I just downloaded it again today. I probably have it in my files. I just don't remember where. It says no gravity, no globe, demo relative density on flat Earth. Okay. Go see that video on YouTube. I'll say that again. No gravity, no globe, demo relative density on flat Earth. Okay. Type that into DuckDuckGo, not Google, because you're probably not going to get it if it's Google. And so that's a good shortcut, I guess. It doesn't cover what I would cover exactly though, but it's good. It's still a good video. I've seen it before. Yeah, I want to talk about stellar formations and stuff, but I don't have time. Okay, and also my Facebook Suck It video. I have the link to that here. Or just go to my YouTube page. Oh, by the way, I do have a new email if you want for the show. Okay, if you want to comment on the show or stuff, thunder.talk@yahoo.com. Okay, that's the show's email. I don't know if I put it up on this or not. I can actually, screw that. Anyway, cops invaded an innocent Alzheimer's patient's home, broke his neck, and killed him. There's a story about that. Now, I'm going to read something off. This is a letter from a school teacher. And it says, "Dear Mrs." And then it has the blacked out. It has some redacted parts in it here. The name is redacted. And Mrs., by the way, MRS dot, that is actually an abbreviation for mistress. Damn it, I don't have time to read the letter. I got to take another break. I'll get back. I really want to read this letter. After we get back from the break, I will read the letter off, and because it's really, really interesting. So I'll be right back.
You're listening to Flat Earth Radio Live, and this is the Flat Earth Man, and all you're watching is a puppet show. All y'all watching is a puppet show. Yeah, the whole world's a stage. The whole world's a stage, man. You're listening to Flat Earth Radio Live.
Flat Earth New Zealand Trust Group is proud to present the Flat Earth New Zealand Expo 2019, April 27th through the 28th. Awakening to reality and purpose is the solemn duty and joy of each significant soul. Join us at our Flat Earth New Zealand Expo to see mysteries unraveled and learn a truthful perspective about our world that you may have never considered before. Unearthed in a creative and condensed way. Flat Earth Expo Aotearoa, New Zealand. Hosted in Auckland. Jam-packed 2-day, 3-part event to showcase the flat Earth and other related topics, such as the Antarctic Circle and lands beyond, NASA, scientism, religion exposed, the Matrix control, vaccinations and chemtrails, political globalism and the New World Order, fake news and false education, astronomy untouched, weather modification, historical hoaxes, financial systems, what are UFOs and aliens, biblical cosmology, and much more. Broaden your horizon On Saturday, join an open educational public seminar with 4 international lecturers. You will enjoy a quality crash course in flat earth knowledge, each presenting undeniable evidence covering several categories of research as well as touching on other connected fields of study. This quick Q&A session includes an attendant pack and afternoon tea. It truly is a marvel to behold while awakening the common senses. The 2019 Flat Earth New Zealand Expo promises to be a feast of flat earth exhibits, products, souvenirs and artwork displayed throughout both days. So don't miss it. Our contact information. You can call us at 021-0289-3402 or email us at admin@fenzexpo.co.nz or write to us at PO Box 51010, Pakuranga, Auckland, New Zealand 2010. Flat Earth is common sense and is found in the history of every race. For ticket information or to ask questions, log on to fenzexpo.com.
Hey, John, you don't look so good. What's the matter?
Oh, I always feel tired and run down. No energy. I think it's my poor diet or something.
Well, John, I used to feel the same way. Couldn't sleep at night, couldn't stay awake in the daytime. That's when my doc told me that I had leaky gut syndrome.
Oh, wow. What'd you do? Surgery?
No way. I tried Tarsal. Tarsal is made with the finest, purest cream of tartar and MSM sulfur. And that's all. The fact that it contains all natural ingredients makes it especially desirable in today's toxic world. Tarsal is a white powder that you take every day with water or juice. Taken regularly, Tarsal can clear your leaky gut right up.
Tarsal, huh? So what else does Tarsal do?
Tarsal can help with acne, psoriasis, constipation, gallstones, heartburn, hemorrhoids, hypertension, IBS, and UTI.
Wow, that's quite a formula.
Yes, it is. And Tarsal also helps you to relax, repels insects, and can help you stop smoking.
So how do I find Tarsal?
That's easy. Just go to tarsal.com or call 619-363-1264. Try a bottle today and begin feeling normal again.
TARSUL.com. Try Tarsal today.
Sorry, I'm back. I was just a bit distracted there. Yeah, there's dead air. I can't have dead air. Okay, so anyway, as I was saying, in this letter, the Mrs. I wanted to point out it's short for mistress, and when they put that on birth certificates, it's so that the child is a bastard child that cannot inherit property. And that's the reason why they put Mrs. there. And they want all the married women to use that. I forgot what you call that. That little title, actually. So anyway, this is from a teacher. Okay. And part of it's redacted. A little bit of it, like the names. That is, the names are redacted, meaning that they're blacked out. Okay. So anyway, it says, you may already know this, but in case redacted, has neglected to tell you, I am assigning him to detention for 1 hour this Friday, April 22nd. The reason is as follows. Redacted. Consistently defied me. During class, he contradicted me numerous times when I insisted that the length of 1 kilometer was greater than that of 1 mile. Every other student in class accepted my lesson without argument, but your son refused to believe what I told him, offering such rebuttals as "you're lying to the class" and commanding other students to challenge my curriculum. Although he was correct, redacted, actions show a blatant disregard for authority and a complete lack of respect for his school. In the future, redacted, would be better off simply accepting my teachings without resistance. Please see to it that your son understands this. Regards, redacted. Okay, yeah. Let's go back over that for one moment here. Okay. So, sum up here. You got this kid in class, and this teacher is saying the length of 1 kilometer was greater than that of 1 mile. In other words, a kilometer is longer than a mile. That's what she's teaching. And the kid says, no, it's not. You're lying. And the kid is correct. The teacher actually recognizes that although he was correct, okay, his actions show a blatant disregard for authority. I want you to think about that for a moment. Okay. It's something that's kind of hard to wrap your mind around, isn't it? So, in other words, the teacher says that the most important thing there is that you respect authority even when authority is wrong. When authority tells you that the earth is a planet spinning through space, that it's moving, respect that authority. Don't question the authority. Never question the authority. Yeah. Did this teacher ever sit down and read things like 1984, the book 1984? Yeah, I don't think so. Or maybe they agreed, that that's the way things should be. Whatever. Fellow cop let drunk sheriff go after a DUI stop. That's a damn it. Driving under influence. DUI, driving under influence. Okay. Then he smashed into woman head on. Yeah, the sheriff was let go, even though he was drunk, and he caused an accident just because he's a sheriff, which is English Crown, by the way. Mom catches CBS using image of her vaccine-injured child, falsely claiming measles caused it. No, I have to take exception with the word injured there, because that child, and also the word child, by the way, that little baby was harmed. Okay, but whatever. Yeah, harmed by the vaccine. Okay, it says the picture of him post allergic reaction to the MMR vaccine. But CBS is saying that the measles had caused it. Yeah. That's false reporting, obviously. I've got a link here to YouTube. I don't know what it is. I skip it. Okay, anyway, all models of Fisher-Price Rock-and Play sleepers recalled after infant deaths. Yeah, I actually posted a story earlier this week on my main page about how the Fisher-Price had not recalled the sleepers yet, even though they were linked to the deaths of babies. And then all of a sudden, Fisher-Price says, "Oh, we're going to recall them," because that, it wasn't because I posted the story. It's, because the story was out there. How all these babies were dying because of this product, and then Fisher-Price suddenly now says, "Okay, yeah, now we're going to recall them." Yeah, after attention was brought to the issue. Cops throw innocent 16-year-old girl downstairs, punch, taser, stomp on her, and then lie about it. Yeah, it's par for the course, isn't it? Oh, yeah, I got a link to another thing here. PewDiePie, which I do not like, by the way. But he's moving from YouTube, and he's moving to this other to this service called DLive, And I'm thinking about doing that, not moving from YouTube, but actually broadcasting on DLive as well, in addition to YouTube. I'm not sure if my computer can handle all of that, though. It's an old computer, so I don't know. I might try, but not next week, though, because I've got a guest coming on next week, and I don't want to screw anything up. So in DLive, it's kind of like a YouTube, but it doesn't look quite right. There's mostly gamers on there right now, but I don't know. I will think about it. Amazon workers listen to your Alexa conversations and mock them. Yeah. Yeah, you might want to be careful if you have Alexa. And speaking of Alexa and all these damn assistance things, I've got Google Assistant on my phone, and I do not want it on there. But I have to take Google off in order to get it to stop, because it comes on and it says, something stupid like, well, if you want to use Google Assistant, if you want to use this service or whatever, you have to enable your mic. Well, I don't have my mic enabled on my phone for Google because I don't want to use the assistant. It's just frustrating. They have all this crap on there that I don't want. It's my phone. I should be able to control what's on there, Anyway, zapping elderly people's brains supercharges their working memory. That's from futurism.com. Yeah, that's interesting. You zap their brains and it supercharges their memory. That's awesome. Just go get your brain zapped. I don't know if there's any negative effects to that, but who knows? How to scan your Airbnb for hidden cameras. I got a link to that story. It's from slate.com if you're interested, because Airbnb, it's a service where you go and like into a city and you rent out someone's bedroom or whatever, or apartment or whatever. And they've been having problems with, cameras installed and and spying on you and stuff, spying on the customers and stuff, whatever. A new graphene foam stays squishy at the coldest temperatures. That's from sciencenews.org. I don't have time to go into the graphene stuff. I got like about 15 minutes left in the show. Pioneering black woman physicist invents nanotech treatment that kills cancer cells. And she's actually kind of cute. Oregon scientists drill into white graphene to create artificial atoms. NASA. Oh, I did NASA confess this. Whatever. Human graves at Florida reform school where children were abused. Yeah. From the I can't remember exactly what the story said. I'm thinking like 1903 or something to 1970 something. They had this school open in Florida. Yeah, it's it's evils of the world. What else can you say? Have I done this story? Actually, I might have done this story already. Female dragonflies fake their own deaths to avoid males harassing them for sex. Did I do that story when did I put it on? I don't know when I put it up. I posted it. I can't remember if oh wait, hang on. April the 7th. I might have done this story then. Okay. Well, maybe not. I don't know. April 7th. Okay, yeah, okay. I guess I did those stories. Okay, yeah, I had skipped a story last week though, and I meant to come back to it. Hang on, I'm scrolling down and see if I can find it here. Yeah, here we go. Okay, sorry, graphene. Borophene is a new wonder material that's got everyone excited. right here. I posted the text to it. Okay. Let me hang on a second. It's gotta pull it up here. Okay. Stronger and more flexible than graphene, a single atom layer of boron could revolutionize sensors, batteries, and catalytic chemistry. Let me explain catalytic chemistry to you right quick here. Yeah, because I was listening to excuse me. I was listening to Mark Sargent today because I just downloaded one of his shows and at the library, and I listened to it while I was walking over here. And he was talking about how most peoples aren't scientifically literate, basically, and and we have to kind of, in the flat Earth community, we have to kind of, take that into account. And yeah, I don't want to lose my audience or anything, so I do need to kind of slow down and explain some things. Okay, catalytic chemistry is basically talking about the anode and the cathode in batteries, which they transfer electrons from one to another. Okay, in other words, it makes electricity flow, and it flows through a medium, usually like an acid. Okay, it flows through an acid. And that's how you get the charge in batteries. Okay, so I'm sorry if that's not a really good explanation. I'm just kind of spitballing it here. So not so long ago, graphene was the great new wonder material. I think it still is, actually, but it's other uses. Anyway, a super strong atom thick sheet of carbon chicken wire. It can form tubes, balls, and other curious shapes. And because it conducts electricity, materials scientists raised the prospect of a new era of graphene-based computer processing and a lucrative graphene chip industry to boot. The European Union invested £1 billion to kickstart a graphene industry. Okay, hackers trick a Tesla into veering. Oh crap. Okay, never mind. There's other news stories that were inserted into this. Okay, this brave new graphene-based world has yet to materialize, but it has triggered an interest in other two-dimensional materials, and the most exciting of all is borofene, a single layer of boron atoms that form various crystalline structures. The reason for this excitement is the extraordinary range of applications that borofene looks good for. Electrochemists think borofene could become the anode material in a new generation of more powerful lithium-ion batteries. Chemists are entranced by its catalytic capabilities, and physicists are testing its abilities as a sensor to detect numerous kinds of atoms and molecules. Oh, wait, you know what? I screwed up when I gave you the definition of catalytic. I'm sorry. I was thinking, the reason I was thinking is the batteries and stuff. I was thinking anode, cathode, and stuff. No, catalytic, never mind. I will get to catalytic some other time. Okay, but yeah, catalytic chemistry. I was thinking, what was I thinking? Okay. Screw it, man. I was thinking catalyst. Okay, a chemical catalyst is something that allows a reaction to take place. Okay, which kind of describes what I was describing, but not quite. It's whatever. The acid itself was the catalytic substance. In other words, okay. So yeah, I did mess up a little bit in my description. I apologize for that. I'm trying to just do this stuff off the cuff here without looking it up. And my chemistry is a little, what can I say? I haven't looked at chemistry for quite a while. And physicists are testing its abilities as a sensor to detect numerous kinds of atoms and molecules. Today, oh God, it's Chinese name here. Ji Quang, Wang, I guess, Jiquan Wang, whatever, at Ximen, I get, or Ximen, I think it's Ximen. It starts with an X. It's Xiamen. I'm thinking of this Ximen. I think that's how you pronounce that. Ximen University in China. And a number of colleagues review the remarkable properties of borphine and the applications they might lead to. Borphine has a short history. Physicists first predicted its existence. Oh, crap. There's something coming on my phone here. Okay, it's fine. It's not interrupting with the show. It's not interrupting the show. Fine. Okay, I thought a call was coming in. Starting to panic there. Anyway, borphine has a short history. Physicists first predicted its existence in the 1990s using computer simulations to show how boron atoms could form a monolayer, a single layer. Mono means single. But this exotic substance wasn't synthesized until 2015 using chemical vapor chemical vapor deposition. There we go. I had to slow that one down. All right. This is a process in which a hot gas of boron atoms condenses onto a cool surface of pure silver. The regular arrangement of silver atoms forces boron atoms into a similar pattern, each binding to as many as 6 other atoms to create a flat hexagonal structure. However, a significant proportion of boron atoms bind only with 4 or 5 atoms, and this creates vacancies in the structure. The pattern of vacancies is what gives borphine crystals their unique properties. Oh man, I'm trying to read words that aren't even there. Oh man, you know what? I'm running out of time here. So anyway, let me skip a little bit here. This makes it a good candidate for storing metal ions in batteries. Borphine is a promising anode material for lithium, sodium, and manganese ion batteries. I'm trying to translate these as it goes. It just says Li, Na, and Mg. So, and remember, yes, okay, Na is sodium. Ion, okay. And Mg is manganese, I think. Pretty sure manganese. Ion batteries, due to high theoretical specific capacities, excellent electronic conductivity, and outstanding ion transport properties, say Wang and Company. Okay, so yeah, basically, yeah, they can use it for new batteries and stuff. The thing about graphene, though, is if we actually do mass produce it, it has other uses that borphine can't fulfill. Okay, so like for an exterior layer, for like say a shelf, for example, the same kind of thing that you'd be using carbon fiber for now, and use graphene in multiple layers. Actually, you couldn't use just one layer of graphene, but yeah, you can put it in multiple layers and use it as part of a composite for like a ship's hull. Okay, so anyway, yeah, enough of that. Okay, enough of that. Let me let's see. Damn it. I meant to do that. Okay, hang on. So anyway, yeah, it's getting near the end of the show. Let's see. I'm trying to think, is there anything really super important? There's a lot of stuff I didn't get to. I wanted to actually talk about the God of the Bible and stuff as well, but I can't get to that. It's going to have to wait till another show. So you do want to mention that, if you want to help support the station, please, donate. There's a on the Flat Earth page. Okay, there's under Flat Earth Media Group. I think there's something down there somewhere. It's supposed to be, I think. Maybe not. Somewhere on there. Donate. Support. No, there it is. Support. Okay, where's this support? So you can click on support up there. And yeah, by all means, help us out and help us to expand. Okay. Spread the word. Obviously, spread the word. Let everyone know there's a Flat Earth network out there. Okay. There's a lot of stuff I really want to talk about. I'm not getting to. Actually, I wanted to talk about some of the things that Mark Sargent was talking about too. It's going to have to wait. And don't forget to support those in the community that are really putting out work, like Jeranism and Mark Sargent and Globebusters and all those. Okay. It's important that we stick together. It really is. So, yeah. All right. So if you're pulling out of a parking lot tonight, please put on your headlights and your tail lights if you have one of those damn defective cars or trucks. And if you have one of those defective cars or trucks, why did you get in the first place? Seriously, one of those things that has a separate switch. Yeah. Stand up for your rights. Okay, please. Yeah. Stand up for your rights. Stand up for what is right. All right. Don't let anyone stop you from doing that. You should know what's right and what's wrong. And please get my, I was about to say my How to Beat the Courts document. That's an old document. My Sword and Shield method. Just email me. And either the talk show email or the other one, whatever. You can look at my Facebook page for information too. So yeah, thunder.talk at yahoo.com is the show's email. And remember, next week, hopefully, I will have Brian S. Stavely on, and we're talking about the Mandela effect. And I am going to go ahead and sign off now. Have a nice night. Bye. Oh, wait. Damn it, I forgot. I forgot I'm still on. Hang on. Damn it. I totally forgot. I got to end this. Stop the broadcast.